Today we're answering the question of which stovetop stuffing is least likely to ruin Thanksgiving.
You are about to enter a new dimension in television, a dimension of 3D sight, sound, and space.
For me personally, I grew up in a house where we made stuffing from scratch every year. We'd wake up early and watch the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and I'd, be breaking up the bread and everything like that, getting it ready for later in the day, or even the night before. We'd do it sometimes. And we'd get everything ready. We'd make a big thing of homemade stuffing. So I was never really into the box stuffing phenomenon until way later in my life, when I got really lazy and self-indulgent. If you can make it homemade, that's probably the way to go. But, if you're in a pinch and you just need some stuffing, maybe you're home and lonely on Thanksgiving, you got nobody that cares about you, it's raining, you missed your flight because of the airport craziness, and now you're stuck in some city that you're unfamiliar with, and you're in this seedy hotel, and all you have is a box of stuffing and one of those coffee cups that they give you and some water, and you're trying to make it in the microwave. Not that I've ever been there, but like something like that, then maybe stovetop stuffing's for you. Now, I tried to get every flavor I could find. I know that there's a pork stuffing, which I've never had, and I've only seen occasionally. I don't know what that's for. I mean, maybe there's some people out there that are stuffing pigs. If you've ever stuffed a pig, leave a comment below. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So first up, we have chicken. Chicken is what I'm most familiar with. I've definitely had this many times, so I know I'm gonna like it, but I don't know if it's gonna be the best. Let's get a big old piece, big old ball. Yeah, I mean, it's not bad. Like, you can taste like the celery and stuff in here and the onion. I guess this is supposed to be like the more traditional. I don't know if it's the most traditional, but it tastes like generic stuffing. I'm not gonna go through all the ingredients. I did look at all the ingredients on all these, and they all look pretty similar, so I don't think there's gonna be that much of a difference. Oh my God. But yeah, the chicken isn't bad. The problem I think I'm gonna have, oh my God, I'm choking. The problem I think I'm gonna have with all of these is the texture. But I don't hate it as far as flavor wise. I might rank it like based on flavor and on texture, although that doesn't really seem fair because I feel like the texture is gonna be bad on all of them. So far, just this early, I'll probably change the ranking later. I'm gonna give this 3 boxes of stuffing. It's average, it's whatever. It's what I'm used to. It's not bad, but yeah, average. 3 boxes of stuffing. Next up, we have cornbread stuffing. Although I think if you're making cornbread stuffing, you're probably from the South, so you might call it cornbread dressing. Although I don't know anybody who calls stuffing dressing. I'm from New England. I think it's like a very specific region of the U.S. that calls it dressing. I've heard the South calls it dressing, but I think it's more like not Midwest, but like, I don't know, that place with like Kentucky and all this. I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna do a palate cleanser with some, I was gonna do cranberry sauce, but I thought that would be too much. So I got some Cape Cod Dry here. This is like a cranberry, it's basically like a sparkling cranberry juice. Ah, yeah. That's good shit. All right, cornbread stuffing. I like cornbread and I like stuffing. This has a recipe on the back for crab cakes and savory corn spoon bread. Whatever that is. Yeah. I don't hate it. I think the thing is with this, I mean, it tastes very similar. I don't know if it's how I prepared it, but the texture is a little weird. It's like, it's really gritty, like cornmeal, which makes sense, but I don't know. I don't know if I like this one. At least not as much as the chicken. I feel like it's missing something. I don't even really get cornbread, to be honest. It's like a hint of cornbread, but it's really just a grainy cornmeal texture. I don't know. You know what? I think I'm gonna bump the chicken. I think I should have gave the chicken a four boxes of stuffing. I'm gonna give this 2 boxes of stuffing and a bowl of gravy because I feel like it's a little too dry. And again, that could have been how I prepared it, but I don't hate it. It's really salty too. I mean, they're all salty, but yeah, 2 boxes of stuffing and a bowl of gravy for this guy. It's all right. So originally I was gonna do a blind taste test of this. I mean, it's blind in the sense that I've never tried most of these. But I was gonna do a blind one where like I have the bowls laid out and away from me, so I can't see the little tags here, which is why I had them. But I feel like I could tell just by looking at them which was which, because I did prepare them myself. You can see this one is much darker than the other two. The cornbread was obviously very yellow, and the chicken was like kind of a in between. This is much darker, which I guess maybe has to do with like turkey broth being generally darker. I don't know. But yeah, this is the turkey. I feel like I'm really gonna like this one because how can you really screw that up? You know what I mean? So yeah, turkey. I like it better than the cornbread, that's for sure. Okay, I'm gonna say I'm gonna say it is it's really good. I like this one the most so far. It's way more like the chicken, which makes sense because it makes sense because it says made with real turkey broth, and the chicken one is made with real chicken broth. So I definitely taste the turkey broth in here. So it's the most like, so far, it's the most like a Thanksgiving stuffing. One that would be in the bird, you know what I mean? Yeah, this one is, I think so far is leading. I like the brininess of it. And it's not too overpowering with the herbs. It's mostly like turkey flavored, which is good. Yeah, so this I think is my favorite so far. I'm gonna give it 4 boxes of stuffing and 1 bowl of gravy. We'll see if that changes. But yeah, so far this is my favorite, definitely. And now we have traditional sage. I've had this one before. I know I have, I just don't remember it really. Now I like sage a lot. Which I also wonder, I wish I had the pork one because I wonder what the difference is, because I know like, sage and pork generally go together. It's like sausage has sage in it. So when I think sage, I kind of think pork, but I do wonder what the difference is. But anyway, so we have sage, traditional sage here. I guess this is supposed to be the most traditional of them all. Oh my god. Oh my god. Let's try that again. Whoa. Holy crap. That's way different than the other two. That has a lot of sage. Ooh. I don't know if I like that. I don't think I like that. Oh my god. I feel like I just got like... I feel like someone just walked up to me with a bottle of like ground sage and just like threw it in my face. Like pocket sage.
Pocket sand.
Well, I don't know. This one, first of all, the color is way lighter. This one's stuck together way more than the others. I made these a little while ago, so like they're kind of starting to congeal. Yeah, I get a lot of sage out of this. And it's not even just sage. I mean, it's mostly sage. But it's like these like dry herbs. Almost tastes kind of like old herbs that you'd have like in your pantry. It's like a chive taste almost too, which I like chives, but you can see here, I don't know, maybe you can't see this. I think that is a chive. It's like this like little stem. Oh. Oh. Yeah, this one isn't for me. I don't know where this one would, like where this would apply. I'm not really sure what this one's for, but it's not for me. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna give this 2 boxes of stuffing. I feel like I don't want to give it too low of a rating right now, but I don't like it. So just real quick, I forgot to hold up the box for traditional sage. And on the back, there's a recipe for spinach stuffed mushrooms. And I feel like it actually would be good for that. I think this would work in something like that, totally. Maybe not totally, but better than like on its own. Yeah, so. Okay, so we're down to the last 2. I saved this one to do after sage, because I feel like this one I'm either gonna really like it or hate it. Savory herbs, I could go either way. I don't even know what that means. What is savory herbs? Because I looked at the ingredients, and it's like basically the same thing as the others, just in different amounts. I mean, I noticed this one has, what the hell is that? Interesterified. What the hell does that mean? Interesterified. Wish I could get interesterified. Maybe I'd make some friends. But yeah, and it has the same recipe for spinach stuffed mushrooms. So that's not a good sign at all. Yeah, so no idea what the savory herbs are. This one does also look the most pathetic out of all of them. It's the palest. I don't know. Try to get something with a little color. Maybe that's where the herbs are living. Yeah. Oh. I get that same blast of like old herb dust. There's something weird going on. I keep getting, oh my God, this is like a kaleidoscope of, a kaleidoscope of herbs. I feel like I'm tripping, like I'm going through like peaks and valleys of different herbs. As soon as one goes away, another one comes. Yeah, there's definitely sage, which, you know, again, I like it. I like fresh sage, even ground sometimes. There's, I can taste, one of the ingredients on here is turmeric, and I can taste the turmeric, which I like, but I don't know if it belongs here. Yeah. Really salty. I think this might be the saltiest one so far. Dried onion. Looks like there's carrots or something. Pepper too. You're getting pepper or something's a little bit of heat from something. Garlic, rosemary extract. I don't know. It just tastes like old spice cabinet. That's what it tastes like. Like if you licked the bottom of your spice cabinet, that's kind of what it would taste like. I don't even know why I did that. I don't like this. I don't like this. One box of stuffing and one bowl of gravy, just to be nice. This is my least favorite so far. I would much prefer the sage. At least that wasn't like a cavalcade of whatever this is. So yeah, not my favorite. And last, but hopefully not least, we have craisins. So this just has little craisins in it. I'm not sure what the base is, the foundation of it is. It says craisins. I don't know. I'm hoping this is the best one so far because I love cranberry, just in general. Like anything with cranberries, I'm pretty much down for. I think this is like more of a traditional thing. People put like walnuts and cranberries in their stuffing sometimes. We've never done that, but I know like I've heard of it. So this could be great. It could be a disaster. A lot of craisins in here though. I will give them credit for that. Okay. 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 I like this one. I think this one is probably my favorite one that's not like meat based. It tastes almost like the sage one if you took a step back on the sage and put cranberries in it. Like if you weren't so crazy with the sage and added cranberries, which is nice because the cranberries add a little bit of sweetness that kind of cuts through the saltiness and also the savoriness of it. So it's like, even though I can still taste the sage, which I could taste in the other ones, but it just wasn't as strong, like in the chicken and the turkey. This one is kind of like that, where it's a little dialed back. It's not like offensive. And I don't think it's just because of the cranberries, but the cranberries definitely help for sure. I would totally buy this again. This is good. I like this one a lot. This might end up being my favorite. This one's really good. I think this one I'm gonna give this one 4 boxes of stuffing and 1 boat of gravy. I think this one is a contender. I don't think it's gonna be my favorite once I sit down and think about it, but I think this one is definitely up there. So yeah, they did something right with this, although it still does have that like boxed stuffing to it, but it's not bad. All right, guys, so we did it. We prepared and tasted 6 different stovetop stuffings to see if any are worthy for your Thanksgiving dinner. And I have a couple that I'm gonna just knock out right quick. I think you know which ones those are gonna be. Savory herbs. This guy, the sad pale slop. Savory herbs, yeah, I did not like that at all. That was bad. So that guy's gonna go. Sorry, savory herbs. Traditional sage, I also was not a fan of. It just had too much of a powdery sage blast that I just wasn't for me. I can see those two being applied to like that mushroom recipe that it has on the back, something like that maybe, but not like as a side dish. So yeah, no thank you to sage. We're left with these 4: cornbread, chicken, turkey, craisin. So the cornbread I didn't hate. But I didn't like it either. I mean, I wouldn't be upset about it, you know, as a dish, but I wouldn't buy it from like personally. I think it's too gritty, which is like saying, again, like, you know, I talk about the texture of this, how it's like grittier. They're all pretty gritty. I mean, like it's basically just like little dry things of bread, which is what stuffing is. I get that, but like they're like bagel chips almost when you make them. So like you're not gonna get a good texture anyway, probably. But there's something about the texture of this that I just don't like. So I'm gonna have to put cornbread to the side. So now we're at like, I guess the most traditional ones that like, or maybe not traditional, but the ones most people probably are buying, which is chicken, turkey, and then craisin, which I don't know, seems like people like it. And between the chicken and the turkey, like I said, chicken I'm most familiar with, right? So I like it as a, like, not a nostalgic thing necessarily, but as like a familiarity thing. I like the chicken. I really like the craisins because of that sweetness that cuts through. And the turkey has more depth of flavor. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove chicken or put chicken in third place, I guess is what I'll say, because I think these two are just a little bit better. Now, when it comes to turkey or craisins, I would say, let me see, let me double check here. Yeah, it's clear. So I like the craisin one because of those craisins, and it's not overly like, even without the craisins, it wouldn't be overly like in your face with all the seasonings and stuff. So yeah, the turkey one, it just tastes like what I think about when I think about stuffing. And this also being limited time, I don't know how long it's going to be around. So I'm going to put craisins in second place, and I'm going to give first place, well-deserved first place, to turkey. I mean, I didn't know from the start. I had a feeling this was going to be the number one, even just before I did any of this. But I mean, it's turkey stuffing. What do you think about when you think about stuffing? Turkey. You know, and it's not just the fact that it's the most traditional tasting. It's also has the most depth of flavor, and it's also the most well balanced of all of them. It just tastes like a Thanksgiving stuffing, albeit a cheap imitation of the real thing, but still. Like, if I was in a pinch and I was like, I could only buy stovetop, I'm sure there's other brands that are much better, but if I was in a pinch and I could only buy stovetop and I had all these options, I would pick turkey for sure. It's just the best one so far of all of these. So turkey is the winner, guys. Give it up. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these bowls of stuffing. I'm certainly not going to eat them all. So if you want me to mail you, if you'd like me to mail you one of these bowls of stuffing, just hit me up. I'll package it up, send it out USPS. I'll probably get there in like a week or two. So yeah, I gotta go dispose of this stuff and clean my kitchen, which is now a disaster. So thanks for joining me, guys. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving. This was just kind of something fun I wanted to do. Not like a normal thing. This is just like a holiday kind of special thing. So yeah, if you enjoyed this, go check out my other videos. Maybe you'll like those, maybe you won't. Either way, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Smells fucking crazy in here.
A massive thank you to my Patreon supporters. If you would like to support this channel, you can find those links in the description. Bye bye.